Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the variant coding procedure on Hyundai and Kia vehicles, something that is called sometimes programming. This variant coding is normally necessary on Airbag control module after replacing the Airbag control module itself. You might need to do that on ESP control module as well and on instrument cluster. So I'm going to give you all the details for these three variant codings, how to perform the variant codings, how to find the code, and we will see how to do that on the car as well. It's really important to know not on all the cars you need to do all these variant codings. So for example, for the airbag control module variant coding, you need to do that for each model after 2011. So it means for the models before 2011, normally you don't need to do the variant coding. And for ESP control module and instrument cluster is actually based on the type of that control module. Sometimes you need to do that, sometimes you don't. So let's see. Let's have a look at each control module and see what are the details for that. So we will start by airbag control module. So most of the times in the market, everyone calls it programming the airbag control module. But the reason that we call it variant coding as well, because this is what you see in the scan tool or in the workshop manual. So for airbag control module, you need to perform the variant coding right after replacing the airbag control module. So if you don't perform the variant coding, airbag light will be on and you will have the fault code as well. So this fault code, B1762 ACU coding error, will show up if you don't perform the airbag variant coding. And this is the procedure. I'm going to show you how to do this on the car and how to find the code as well. But this is just a quick reference. Then we will check it on the car as well. So normally for performing the airbag variant coding right after installing the new airbag control module, you need to connect your scan tool. And after selecting the airbag system, you need to find this item, which is ACU or SRSCM variant coding. And what you see right after selecting this item is actually the condition and some more details for this variant coding. So as you see, this function is used to write accurate ACU type into the airbag control module when you replaced the ACU. So condition is ignition on, and when you press OK, you need to have a code. And the code is normally 4-digit code for performing the airbag variant coding. But how you can find the code for performing this variant coding, there are two ways, the easy way and the hard way. And I'm going to explain how to find it based on each situation. Okay, everyone, let's see how we can find the code for airbag variant coding on this Kia Optima. So I have my scan tool right here. I have already connected my scan tool to OBD2 connector, and ignition switch is on. So I'll go for selecting the car. First is Kia Optima. I go for Kia Export. From here, Optima JF. I select 2017. And then I need to go for airbag system. And right here, just wait for the connection. So you have some options as usual for reading and erasing the code. What we need for reading the code is just right here, number 5, system information. All right. So you don't need to go for ACO variant coding right now because you are about to read the code. Okay. So you need to read the code first. and you need to make sure to read the code before replacing the old airbag control module, because the new airbag control module doesn't have any code yet. You need to do the variant coding for new airbag control module. For reading the code, you need to read it on the old control modules. So I go for system information, and as you see here, the last one is ACO coding code. So D459 is the code for this car. So I have the part number here as well. So part number is just right here. So this code is what you need for performing the variant coding. And if you write this one somewhere before replacing the old airbag control module, you don't need to get the code from dealerships or from anywhere else. Okay, so let's see how we can perform the variant coding. So this one is super easy. After replacing the airbag control module, when you already installed the new airbag control module, this time you need to select ACO variant coding, this option. So this is the function when replacing the airbag control module for setting up the ECU. So what you need to select enter. Okay, so this one is asking you to get the code from the GSW, which is Kia technical website. You don't need that because you already got the code. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to get the code from that website as well. If I enter, as you see, I need to just input the code. All right, just write your code in here and press enter, and that's it. This is the whole procedure for reading the code from the old airbag control module and performing the variant coding on new airbag control module. So right here, I'm going to show you how dealers find the codes for airbag or other systems. So right here at this box, you need to enter your VIN number, and then you need to press search. So as you see, this car is Kia Sorento UM 2016, and this is the engine details. So right here, you have the ACO code C600. This is actually the code for the airbag. So the next one is performing the variant coding on ABS and ESP system. So on Hyundai and Kia, performing the coding on ESP is a bit different, because on some early models, the coding is super easy. You don't need any code. You just need to connect your scan tool and perform the coding. Just perform the coding without needing any code. And on some other models, you need to perform the coding, but still you don't need any code. You just need to select different options that you may have on the car, like electric parking brake. So you have some options over there. You need to select between them. But in other models, mostly the latest models, you need to perform the coding, and you need the code as well, that you need to get it from the dealerships or Kia or Hyundai technical website. If you don't do the coding, you will have some fault codes like C1702, which shows you that the coding is required. Obviously, you need to do this coding after replacing the ABS or ESP control module. So what you need to do after connecting your scan tool, you need to select the system, which is going to be your brake system. And then in a special function, you need to find variant coding, as you see here. After selecting the variant coding, you will have this page which shows you the condition. So as you see, this function resets variant code and input the new one in ESP. Perform this function when you replace ESP or when you have this fault code. Conditions are pretty much easy. Ignition switch on, engine stop. And if you press OK, you will see this page to enter the code and enter, and that's going to be it. So after this one, we will have the cluster variant coding. For this one, I'm going to show you how to find the code and how to perform the coding. And I'm going to show you how to do that on the car. But let's have a look at the procedure right here. Then I'm going to take the camera on the car and we will find the code and we will see everything on the car. So basically, for this one, again, you need to select the cluster module. As you see, this unit is for cluster module. Then on the special function, you have CLU variant coding, CLU for cluster. After selecting this cluster variant coding, you will be directed to another page to see the conditions, and this one gives you more information about performing the coding. And as you see, there are many codes related to the variant coding. If you don't do the variant coding, there's going to be so many fault codes. Okay, let's take the camera on the car to see how we can find the code first and how to perform the coding. All right, for performing the coding on cluster module, after selecting the car, here I have all the systems. I need to scroll down to find cluster module, which is this one. Connect to the cluster. Again, you see many options in here. So as you see, I have a code in here as well. DA40, this is the code for the cluster. So you can use this code again for cluster variant coding. But again, you need to read this code before replacing the old cluster module. Then you can input the value on variant coding when you replace the cluster module. So here, number 5 is cluster variant coding. So apply to the vehicle CAN communication controller for the appropriate specification of the cluster in order to perform the setting. So you need to select enter right here. Again, you have to input the code right here and then press enter. So you can get the code from dealerships or from Kia website, or you can just read the code as I showed you earlier in your scan tool. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful for performing the variant coding from now on. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you.